through the big hedge is a place you won't find on any map. It's called Puddle Town, and it's the home of the Pondles. Now, you may not know this, but for the Pondles of Puddle Town, the two most important holidays, after Christmas and Boxing Day, are Jumping Sunday and Washing Monday. Jumping Sunday is the day when the Pondles hold their annual puddle jumping contest. And if you've ever seen a Pondle puddle jump, you'll know why the next day is called Washing Monday. This is the Great Puddle, which is where Puddle Town got its name, because the Great Puddle was here long before Puddle Town was. It was here for donkey's years. As you'd expect, all the young Pondles look forward to Jumping Sunday. It's always held on the longest day of the year, and the little ones are allowed to stay up quite late. The Great Puddle is perfect for jumping, because though it's very wide, it is quite shallow. And for safety's sake, there are always Pondle guards to see that little Pondles don't come to any harm. Now, the Great Puddle is usually a very happy place indeed. But one particular summer, all was not well. There were many Pondles who were quite worried. Do you know, there was even talk of calling off Jumping Sunday, which was most unusual. After all, this was one of the loveliest summers anyone could remember. It never rained. At least it hadn't rained for months. So all summer long, the Pondles went on picnics and nature walks and watched cricket matches played by real crickets.
Well bowled, sir. Oh, jolly good, jolly good.
A glorious summer indeed. Everyone was happy. Well, not quite everyone. Gorse and Heather Pondle weren't happy about their garden. Some of their plants looked a bit droopy.
Oh my goodness, I'm so droopy. I am incredibly droopy. I mean, look at me. Have you ever seen anything droopy in your life? I'm droopy too. I feel so droopy. I've got a droop, I think. I can't droop like you do. I'm sorry. Come to the droop.
Here comes Mustard Pondle, the keenest Pondle you ever saw. He's keen on making things, keen on fixing things, and especially keen on measuring things. It was Mustard who first noticed that the Great Puddle wasn't as deep as it used to be. After that, he measured the puddle every day. One thing was clear to Mustard. If it didn't rain soon, the Great Puddle would dry up.
And according to my measurements, if it doesn't rain soon, the Great Puddle will dry up, yes.
When Mustard brought this sad news to a meeting at the town hall, all the Pondles were very upset.
Oh, Pondle, my soul.
Without a puddle, we'll have to change our name from Puddle Town to Mother Town.
Without a puddle, no more puddle jumping. No more Jumping Sunday.
All because of this awful sunny weather.
It's always the same. Everyone talks about the weather, but no one does anything about it.
The American Indians did.
The what? Who? What?
The American Indians. The Cherokees and the Apaches. They did a rain dance, and it always brought rain. And everything was all right after that.
Young Pip didn't think he'd said anything funny, but the rest of the Pondles did. They fell out of their seats laughing. They rolled in the aisles laughing. You could hear them laughing from one end of Puddletown to the other. And so the sun continued to shine on Puddletown. There wasn't a hint of rain, and the puddle grew shallower each day. At the next town meeting, Mustard gave them a final warning.
I've been out measuring the puddle again. If something isn't done very soon, the Great Puddle will disappear forever.
You know me, Woodrow Pondle.
I have been giving this matter a great deal of thought.
Up all night it was, my Woodruff, thinking, wasn't you?
Yes, I was. And I think this calls for a thingamy. You know, what's it, one of them thingies, you know, rain dances, like a minuet.
A minuet?
Good idea. Well, I don't know. It sounds all right to me.
This must be fun.
So everyone trooped out of the town hall. The musicians tuned up their fiddles and flutes, and the Pondles chose their partners. And under the bright sun, they danced a slow and stately minuet. Then they stopped and waited. Did it rain? It did not.
Burdock Pondle here. A minuet's no good. You want a foxtrot for rain? That's what.
Very well, the foxtrot. The Pondles chose new partners, and off they trotted. And did it rain? It did not.
Hey, no, man, no, listen, it's all wrong, you know? If you want to shake some rain loose from those clouds, man, well, like you need a beat, right? Like this, you know, like, a one, a two, a 1, 2, 3,
And Bramble and his band, the Bumpers, were off. Boogie-woogie, country and western, reggae, rock and roll, the lot. Puddletown was really jumping. Then they stopped and waited. No rain.
Right. You've all had your say, now I'll have mine. I say, give Pip a chance.
Well, some of the Pondles pooh-poohed the idea,
Pooh-pooh, pooh-pooh, pooh-pooh.
but the other dancers hadn't worked, so Pip was invited to try. Oh dear, Pip hadn't expected to do the rain dance himself. Still, with everyone watching, he could hardly refuse, could he?
The thing is, Grandad, I really ought to be wearing a feather. You know, to make it an official rain dance.
Of course you should, Pip, me lad. Meet me at the old shed in a few minutes. I'll see what I can come up with. Then, let's see. Hump. Bucket with no bottom. Teapot with no top. Ha! Ha! Wow. Within a minute, Pip. I think I've spotted it. Oh, yes. Stand back, stand back. Here you are, Pip. You run along and start your rain dance. I'll just put 1 or 2 things away and I'll follow you soon.
Thanks, Grandad. Bye.
Bye. Teapot with no lid? God, where'd I get that?
Right then. Here goes.
Well, none of the Pondles, except Pip and Grandad, had ever heard of an American Indian rain dance. They didn't know what to make of it. Some mothers even put their hands over their daughters' eyes. After 5 laps around the green, Pip reckoned he'd done enough and stopped to catch his breath.
Yes, well, that was our last chance, everyone. Thanks for trying, Pip, but you know... Oh.
A tiny sound came from the puddle. Everyone turned to look. There was definitely a ripple on the puddle, and then another plop. It was raining. Well, not just raining. It was pouring. All of the Pondles leapt for joy, and of course Pip was very popular after that. Bramble and the Bumpers wanted to record a special rain dance record, and many of the young Pondles asked Pip to teach them the rain dance steps. But Grandad didn't think that was such a good idea.
Ah, well, you see, because if the bumpers and all the puddle town suddenly started doing a rain dance every time they felt like it.
Gosh, Grandad, they could cause a flood.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I better teach them how to make a wigwam instead.